Welcome to Capital Conquest, the podcast, where we take an in-depth look at the influencers who have made and continue to make Capital Conquest the extraordinary event that it is. My name is Scott Campsall, and today Hanshi Therien and I speak with Shihan Phillip Yang. Yang Shihan has almost 44 years of experience in the martial art industry and is the owner of Yamaji Dojo Martial Arts and Fitness Center in New Brunswick, Canada. The group at Yamaji Dojo have been very vocal about their excitement for this year's Capital Conquest, but they don't just say it, they show it, with some traveling in caravans by planes, but many making the almost 12-hour drive by car. This kind of passion for martial arts has to come from an inspiring leader, and in this case, that leader's name is Shihan Phillip Yang.
Welcome, everybody. Our guest for Capital Conquest is the famous maritimer. All right, Mr. Phil Yang, who's got a great school in New Brunswick, who's attended Capital Conquest as a teacher, as a student. He's brought his school over. They had competitors. They competed in kickboxing. They were part of a show. He's the full package. And he called me a few months ago and said, I want to book the hotel rooms now. He's a smart guy, so he's been doing that. So welcome to the podcast, Phil, and especially for Capital Conquest. First of all, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are so everybody around the world know who Phil Yang is.
Okay, well, thanks, Hanshi, and thanks, Scott. So yeah, my name is Phil Yang. I've been training in martial arts for about 44 years now. I'm located in Quispamsis, New Brunswick, which is on the east coast of Canada. And we have a nice little school. It's very family-orientated. We have about 400 or 500 members now between the ages of 4 and 60. So we're having a lot of fun sharing and enjoying each other's company on the mats.
Well, that is very good. What style of martial arts do you teach, Phil?
We practice Japanese jiu-jitsu, and we also practice kickboxing.
You have some very, very good jiu-jitsu people at your school. I, being a 9th dan in jiu-jitsu, have been there, did a seminar, watched the classes, and watch them at Capital Conquest and other World Kabuto camps. They're awesome, and your kickboxers are pretty tough guy from the Maritimes when they come in, And maybe Jean-Yves Theriot will be doing a kickboxing event on the Friday night, and I'm sure he'll be in touch with you for some of your competitors.
I would love that. And listen, we absolutely loved having you in teaching us, as well as Jean-Yves has been down teaching us as well, and what a joy.
I'm going to come back now to the benefits of Capital Conquest. And you are a perfect example. You come to Capital Conquest and you met a whole bunch of new people some from the United States, like Miguel Ibarra, and you've met some people in the same style from Germany. And then that brotherhood, international brotherhood of the system of Japanese martial arts that you teach, all of a sudden just grew. People love you in Ottawa. You've got a lot of friends. So on that tone or on that direction, tell us what it did for you.
Well, I'm going to try to paraphrase as best as I can, because this is going over several years now, the benefits and the friendships that you've opened the door for me. You speak about Germany. Well, our friends in Germany now, we've become such good friends that they actually asked if they can call their school my school's name, which is Yamaji Dojo. And I was flattered. Absolutely. There's no money involved or anything like this. It's just the love of martial arts, having the like-mindedness and sharing one another's companies and skills. So I remember sitting in your living room. I'm looking to the left. I have Wally Slokey. I'm looking to the right. I have Jean-Yves Theriot and yourself, of course, and a few other legends in my books. And it was surreal. I had to sit back and realize I'm in the presence of all of these amazing martial art legends that I grew up admiring on the cover of magazines. It was mind-blowing. And just being introduced to all of these martial artists from all around the world at Capital Conquest, what a treat. I feel very blessed that I have the ability to bring students that train with me to come into this environment, to meet all of these people that I have done. And it's the same thing. We come back to our hotel room after a great day of training, sharing stories and experiences from the afternoon. And people are like, I feel like I just met movie stars. Like it's great. It's just a great experience. And this year, like you said, Hanshi, I was really excited. Once I knew we were going to be getting together this fall, this November, I had to bother you to try and figure out when we could start booking hotel rooms, because all of my guys and ladies, they're just excited. And I've got caravans of vehicles coming up. We've got flights booked. So I'm really excited for the people that have been there, and really excited for the people that have not yet had an opportunity to experience what Capital Conquest is.
How are you encouraging those people? So if they haven't been to an event, how are you describing it? What are you doing to encourage them to attend?
It's like, I say, okay, kids, come around the Christmas tree. I'm the Christmas tree. And I'll start telling them stories, right? I'll start telling them stories. And there's so many stories, too many to share here, but it's just the great experiences. And the people that have gone and have made great memories, I get them to chime in as well. And we're just sharing all of these stories. We might take the last 15 minutes of a class and do this from time to time. And you just see the people's faces light up. So it's just great.
And for everybody listening, when you say, well, Ottawa's kind of too far. Well, Mr. Yang and Yamaji Dojo, they drive 10, 12 hours to get here, sometimes 14. So being too far is not a great excuse. We spoke about training, and we spoke about celebrities coming in and the Kubudo Mania show. Let us know what the Kubudo Mania show does for you, for your students, and to the people in the room, and they see the different styles in the show fashion demos.
A lot of people, especially in my region, my area, the diversity of styles and disciplines is very limited. And so because of the breadth of talent and skills that draws Capital Conquest, it really allows myself and my students to see what other styles are out there. And it's not just, hey, here's a different style that we've never seen before. Capital Conquest is bringing in a high level master of those disciplines. So we're seeing a true form of these different disciplines, and it really opens the eyes. Every martial art has something amazing. People will ask me, well, hey, you practice jiu-jitsu or you practice kickboxing. Well, is that better than taekwondo, or is that better than karate? And my answer is simple. What do you want to do? Do you want to be an Olympic judoka? Do you want to be a champion MMA fighter? Well, you have to train in what your goal is. And so this really gives the opportunity for people to see exactly what is out there. And in these demonstrations, they're able to see the differences. So it's great.
Give us a moment that you've experienced at Capital Conquest, or some of your students, that really made a big impact on that trip to Capital Conquest.
Honestly, the biggest impact sometimes isn't necessarily on the mats during training. Sometimes, and for me, it's after training, just the socializing, the camaraderie between martial artists, making new friends. Everybody's very warm. Everybody's very welcoming, very eager to share their knowledge. And in that is the best experience that I always come away from Capital Conquest with. When I come back to our dojo, everyone knows it. I've got this new spark in my soul. So everybody make sure that they're ready for a good workout when we get back, because it just rejuvenates not just myself, but everybody. And that, Hanshi, is it's the greatest thing about Capital Conquest for me is that aftermath time, that personal time with different people.
I really like the aftermath time that I've spent with you. I just want to say that there are some people that you connect with, and for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we sort of teach sort of the same kind of thing, even, or like our school names, like Kami Kai Martial Arts and Fitness, your Yamaji Dojo Martial Arts and Fitness Center. Like, so, I don't know if there's something there. Maybe it's just me, but the one thing I notice is that when you teach very clean and very effective. Do you come up with like a lesson plan when you're ready to go and teach a Capital Conquest, or are you just, because if you're winging it right now, that's not.
I'm gonna be honest. First of all, before I'm gonna say, Scott, it is you definitely hands down are one of my favorite, and you, for many of my senior students are their favorite instructor. They absolutely love you. And they are constantly asking me, please ask Scott if he can come down and teach a seminar for us. So I just want to throw that in there. And so in regards to lesson plans, I don't. And all of my guys know that, and they laugh, because for me to do a lesson plan, it doesn't work out. And this is my personal opinion. And the reason is this: I don't know who's going to be on my mats. It could be all white belts. It could be all 5th degree black belts. So if I come up with a lesson plan and then I see who's stepping on my mat, it could be too difficult. It could be too easy. And I really want the best experience. I want to provide the best nuggets, if you will, in techniques to the people that take the time to step on my mats and share the mats. So yeah, in short, no lesson plans. I wing it. I just feel the vibe and I go with it.
Well, you know what? Some of the best classes starts that way. Somebody told me, says, I was on the mat. There was a 9th degree black belt and there was a white belt and everybody in between. But he says one thing, they all enjoyed it. They all trained the same thing. And the 9th degree black belt with the certain move, he had to adjust it once or twice, then he was okay. And the white belt had to adjust it maybe 3 or 4 times, but then he was okay with it. And that's the beauty of what we do. It's like, it's not one martial arts, it's all martial arts. It's a brotherhood, and we make it accessible to everybody.
I think it's funny, the first few years I went, and you would start first thing in the morning and say, okay, white belts are on this mat with so-and-so. Yellow belts are on this mat with so-and-so.
Yes.
You organized everybody. And we're all start here, but we're all going to go over to that instructor or that instructor. We all end up, it's like herding cats right at the beginning. And now it's just, okay, Hanshi Sai's over there. Cesar Bukowski's over there.
Yeah. But, you know, that's what you call learning something. It's like Ben Ladouceur said, it's 30 years now. We got it down pat. We got it down perfect. And to do the schedule for the teaching, it takes me 2-3 weeks to do the schedule. And then if I put for the Japanese jiu-jitsu guys or stand-up jiu-jitsu or BJJ or judo, we need mats, right? So I got to move them where there's mats. And then there's training area where there is no mats. And then if you put all the top guys at the same hour, that doesn't work because you want to spread everything out. So one style will have a chance to go and train with Japanese jiu-jitsu. They might be Krav Maga or kickboxers. And then some people want to train weapons and they're going to go to the Kobudo class. We got it down, Scott. We got it down, Pat. It took a little while. And I remember one year we were at the Palais des Congrès, where we will be this year. I'm on the big stage. There was so many people. Everybody was boxed in. And I look and I took the microphone and I said, okay, but first I took the instructor and I went to Bernie Ladouceur, who was teaching police baton. I said, take a group, how many baton? I got enough for 40, bring them outside. He brought them outside in the hallway, and then somebody else teaching Iaido went in the hallway. And then we've got everything rolling. And then I said, okay, mat number 1, mat number 2, whoever was teaching. And it all rolled in very, very well, because there's one thing in martial arts that's different, is we are disciplined. You know, if you take the microphone and you say, okay, welcome everybody, can I have your attention? People stop, people listen. You can direct over here or direct over there, and it works. So Scott, that's the magic of doing it. It's called repetition.
We asked Ben Ladouceur, he was on, and we asked him what tip he would give for a brand new student that was going to go to Capital Conquest. So do you have any advice? If I was a white belt, I just started training a couple months ago, and now you're telling me I should go to Capital Conquest, so I've registered. Where do I go from there?
Make sure you have a couple of gis, bring a couple of uniforms because you're going to go through them, and lots of water and a smile on your face, and everything else, it will just fall into place naturally.
That's good advice. Very good advice. And some people tell me, they says, well, I've never been to Capital Conquest. I'm a colored belt. I've been training for 6 months or a year. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, all those teachers were yellow belt at one time. And they know how you feel, and they're going to make you feel at home. But you're going to walk away a much better martial artist by the end of Capital Conquest.
I find the white belts get treated like gold.
I was just going to chime in and say that different students of mine have come back, and that is something that they've shared with me. I'm a yellow belt. I'm a white belt, but they treated me like gold, like I was somebody. And that makes you feel great, because the intimidation, we all know, we've all been there. Like Hanshi said, we've all been there one day. We have to get up enough courage to walk through the door of a dojo, of a kickboxing gym. And for some people, this is a little intimidating for people to say, hey, I'm going to go to Ottawa to Capital Conquest. There's going to be hundreds of martial artists there. Who am I? Who am I to step on this mat? But it's not like that at all. Everyone, it doesn't matter of your rank, feels welcome and at home. And that is a fact.
Well, that is the beauty of everything that we do. And this year too is like at the Kabuto Mania show on Saturday night, we're going to have 12 countries part of that show, and some from different places across Canada. So you train and you come back at night and you watch all the different demonstration. It's mind-blowing for black belts. Imagine for colored belts. You see something like that, your retention to the martial arts has grown tremendously. And as a colored belt, you say, well, I want to be as good as that guy. And then you make your own hero, if you want to, your own role model. As teachers, you see some of them as performers. You see some of them in competition. It's really a super weekend. So in closing, mon ami, Monsieur Yang, what advice or testimonial you would like to share with everybody listening on regarding attending Capital Conquest?
Simple. In a few words, amazing skill and family. Those two words, they are the first two words that hit me in the head when you say that. High level skill and family.
Well, thank you so much. And to everybody in the Maritimes, everybody at Yamaji Dojo, we are so looking forward to have you on the mats for the sweat equity, but also to enjoy the social side during the evening. So we're going to see you in a few weeks, everybody. So stay sharp, stay cool. And Mr. Yang, thank you so much for sharing some of your experience at Capital Conquest with us.
Capital Conquest will be happening November 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2022. For more information, you can go to the World Kabuto website at worldkabuto.org/Capital Conquest, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Capital Conquest WKF. This has been a Campsall Broadcasting production. We still think Shihan Yang has a lesson plan.